Alright, hello. We are doing a team tournament today. So, as always, I'll just post all of the details, and after that, we can get started. Post. Okay, and our first match is so Rail and Sai, they go under different names. IDK. I just call them by the Discord name, I guess. And on the other team, we have Fish and Jayuki. Okay, so we haven't had any team tournaments in a while now, and that is for a decent reason, I guess. Because back then we basically only had rail orbiters, and people were just playing two rail orbiters. They were trying to flank, and oh, I should set it to teams. Two teams. Basically, the rail orbiters just flanked, and you couldn't turn towards both of them, so one of them hit you from behind, and you would just die from that. And yeah, so basically everybody used the same ships. But we have a different meta now. We have some new ship parts, so I'm interested to see if the meta has changed or if it's staying the same. Freemer. Mm. Oh, all right. That should be good. Okay. So Fish and Yuki, they are a bit newer, but they're already very strong player. They have been developing the chain gun rammers, the modern ones with the MRT thrust. So they might bring those. They are probably just, I don't know what they will bring actually, but they are knowledgeable about the meta, so they might just bring rail orbiters, to be honest. So Rail Crew, as the name might suggest, is a pretty big fan of rails, so there's literally no reason for him not to use rails in this tournament. And Galbatorix, in the last tournament they used the TB rail, so we might see some TB rail action from them as well. Let's see. Alright, Fish and Yuki are actually using chain gun rammers. And we can see they heavily modified them. Chain gun rammers normally do not have this massive amount of side armor. Clouds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the clouds were in the settings. I guess I can look it up. I'm pretty sure there are supposed to be clouds. Yeah. Seems like I had the wrong settings. So I guess we got our our small crisis for the tournament, and we can continue playing normally now. Okay, and yeah, they have less front shields than normal and more side armor. This is definitely to counter all of the railgun ships that Yuki and Fish expect to encounter. So yeah, we'll see if this is actually enough to stop those railgun ships, because that's definitely what the second team brought here. Galbatorix uses Rift's ship, a TB rail, and so Railtro using a regular railfan, I guess. It doesn't have a lot of backwards thrust, so it's more forwards thrust heavy, and there's there aren't there aren't really any strong forward defenses, but that's not a huge deal because the enemies are not using railguns and they can't really barrel snipe here. But in a mirror matchup, these white gaps here are kind of an issue. Okay, now the players are kind of split, which is awkward, but Galbatorix already turning around, trying to get the flank on Fish. And Fish is, Fish is ramming through rail through, turning to the side. Galbatorix tries to get a hit on the reactor off, couldn't quite get through in one volley. And now Galbatorix gets rammed. Yeah, Fish already putting in good work, and this railfan down there is pretty much gone. Galbatorix trying to use some mine stuff, but the thick side armor and the front armor prevent the mines from doing anything. Alright, and yeah, that is pretty much GG. The ship right here is dead, and the other ship has no weapons. I should also mention in the announcements that that we are doing best of threes. Actually, I did mention it in the general chat, but I didn't put it in the announcements. Yeah. The Somebody noticed that my screen went weird. That happens when I tab out. When I guess when I change the window size, but it should be fine now. Okay, we see the chain gun rammers again, and we see a pair of more normal looking railgun orbiters from both players. Yeah, these rail orbiters they are a lot more standard and are probably what you would have seen in a team tournament a bit over a year ago. Um, they could probably be improved in modern by adding some MRT thrusters, making them even faster. But yeah, they have some very nice maneuverability, and um, they will have an easier time getting into position than the slower Railfan and TB Rail, the second team used in the previous match. All right. Fish is getting spinned right now, so Galbatorix might get an opportunity to shoot Fish in the back right there, and that's a really bad position for Fish. If this volley is good, yeah, gets the reactor, and Fish's ship is basically out of the game. Now Galbatorix can pull the same maneuver, trying to get Yuki into a spin, and so Rail might be able to get a shot in from behind. But Yuki spins too quickly, and so Rail wasn't able to turn quickly enough to punish Yuki. Fish in the meanwhile desperately trying to get anything done, but with half of the ship gone, it's really hard to do much of anything. The rail crew is starting to work on that side armor. Yeah, but Yuki so far doing an excellent job, not letting any one of the two rail orbiters hit him from behind. And ooh, but that's kind of a bad angle. Yeah, Galbatorix manages to get a lot of those MRT, significantly reducing the thrust on the right side of the ship. Oh, and Galbatorix showing no mercy, finally killing Fish, so that they can't be an annoyance anymore. The rail orbiters did take some damage from the side, but nothing really all that crucial was lost. Fish, even in death, still being annoying because of the armor. Fish isn't even dead, he still has a command room. But he's basically out of the fight. Alright, that could be a devastating volley from Galbatorix here. And oh, misses the volley again. Galbatorix trying to get a shot in on the armor that has already been damaged. Didn't quite get it though. Yuki desperately trying to spin. Oh, getting another shot in there. Yuki now has no thrust on one side. That's gonna... That's basically gonna make it impossible to win, yeah. So it seems like we are going to game 3. Okay, and both teams unsurprisingly bringing the same ships again. Maybe with the inclusion of MRT, a higher starting distance would be good, because ships often have to turn around at the start to ramp up. I'll definitely consider that for future tournaments. Giving the players a bit more room at the start of the round. Okay, but the thrusters seem to have some good ramp up now. So the first team is engaging. Okay, and we see their strategy again, each of them going for one rail fan. Basically, each of them is trying to ram one of the rail fans with the hope that they can prevent their rail orbiter from targeting the teammate. And it seems to be working. Both of the rail orbiters are losing all of their rails, yeah. Both of the ships are destroyed. And that's it. Well played. This means that Fish and Yuki will be moving on. Okay, and we have a person joining late, but should be fine. Oh yeah. Apparently the players didn't know if the match was over. Yeah, we are just playing best of threes. Yeah, ugh. Now I have to edit. It's good that we're playing teams, so I just have to edit one team name. So, because initially I had no teammates, so I was just gonna play alone, because that would have been funny. But Terra signed up for the tournament but didn't show up for the check-in. And apparently he forgot to type a message. So yeah, I guess we are in a team now. So obviously we're going to have no coordination. Some of those teams definitely gonna be in a voice call or something like that. But yeah, it's probably gonna be fine. So we will just have to wait for Terratron to show up. So Terratron, they know railguns are good in team tournaments, so I'm pretty sure they will just bring one of their railgun ships. They have a bunch of them, so I really wouldn't be surprised. Gonna be interesting to see what Slowking and Antithesis will bring. They aren't usually known for playing railgun ships, so I think they might have come up with something more creative, but it's also very possible that they are just going with railgun orbiters. But as we've seen from the last match, other ship choices definitely can work. And honestly, the matter of team tournaments isn't solved at all. So I honestly don't know who should win that matchup. None of the players are ready so far. Alright, Antithesis and Slowking are ready. So we are waiting for Terra. I already know what ship I'm going to pick. I think I'm going to pick a funny ship. Because who doesn't like funny ships? Alright. This one. Okay. Really interested in what Slowking and Antithesis are going to bring. Alright, we have Slowking bringing a railgun spinner, and oh no, that's actually Antithesis. I was confused because it's actually Slowking's ship, and Slowking using an ultralight nuke orbiter. So I guess it's just gonna be my mission to take out Slowking and give Terratron a chance to fight that spinner. So yeah. Oh no. Is Slowking stuck on that asteroid? Oh, rip. Yeah, I guess Slowking's setup is so slow that he didn't manage to do it in time and kind of just ran into the asteroid. I don't know. Alright, so I guess I'm going to have to do some rail dodging now. Whoops. Ugh. One of the railguns got me. But my ship is mostly okay, so it's fine. Oh, Terratron getting a very good volley off. You can see it in the picture up there. That's nice. Oh no, but Antithesis got Terratron. Oh, that's really bad for me. I don't know how I'm supposed to win this now. Oh. Yeah, so you can see my ship doesn't have any shields at all, so one railgun shot could actually destroy my entire ship. Another strategy might be that I'm just trying to ram Antithesis and maybe push him out into the rod, or I do have a small laser, so I might be able to just push him and wait out the rod. The issue with that approach is that Antithesis has the ability to split their ship, and if they split while I ram them, it's gonna be a pretty bad position for me. So it would be a very risky thing to do. Hmm. Are they able to move towards me? I'm not sure actually. Okay, they got one of my thrusters. Now my ship is turning in annoying ways. Ooh. Didn't pay attention there. No, they got one of my launchers. Oh wow. I didn't expect the railgun shots to pass through the ship. And that's it. GG. I lost too much thrust, so I couldn't spin quickly enough to avoid the railgun rounds. Alright, we are going in. For this match, I'm just going to use a rail orbiter, the boring ship, I guess. It is kind of funny because it has no shields. It just has a bunch of railguns, 20 of them. So it's gonna be able to deal a ton of damage. Alright, I I guess my strategy is just I'll move a bit slower because Terratron's ship is slower than mine, and we're just gonna try and stay together and do our best. We can use the rock on the side there. Kind of blocking the spinner's view. Alright. Terratron coming in from the other side. Move, please. If I go in now, Terratron will be late, so I have to wait for them. Alright. This is good. My ship is pretty much dead, so yeah, so I guess Terratron is gonna have to win this for us. Oh yeah, but Terratron getting a nice volley off here. And might have enough side armor, yeah, to protect against the spinner. Oh, yes, and he he is also getting the last railgun. But it's still gonna be really hard with Slowking trying to flip Terra and still Antithesis piloting that spinner. Slowking actually getting the back ram right there. No, doesn't quite get it. Yeah, but it's gonna be super hard for Terra to do anything right now. We saw in the last game that even just in the match against the spinner alone, it's kind of rough for them. But now with the additional annoyance of a TB that can flip them, Antithesis is really gonna be able to get some strong side shots off. They could try and go for the weak point right there that I shot at the start of the match. If they could actually manage to hit that exact spot, it would be absolutely huge. But Slowking doesn't let them. Oh wow. Manages to completely flip Terra. Oh, that's also a good spot. That spot also is fairly vulnerable now. Oh, Terra might? No, it passes. Oh, hitting that spot again. There's no more armor in this spot. Okay, but Slowking gets a nice flip and Antithesis gets the side shot. Yeah, disabling half of the firepower of Terra. Hmm. Terra is outside of the range of the spinner, so he is able to shoot at Slowking again. And if he actually manages to get that one reactor right there, that would be a huge deal. Oh, but Slowking doing a good job not letting that happen and spinning Terra around. And the rod is dealing so much damage. Terra's reactor already being on half health almost. I don't know if Terra could even get back into the arena in time. Uh, and targeting the wrong things, like, yeah. Slowking doing an amazing job juggling with Terra's TB rail and manages to make the rod kill it. So we have Antithesis and Slowking moving on. Alright, next up we have Coco and Goody Goat. Let's ping them, Coco. Versus Fish. Alright, they already joined the lobby. Guess I unnecessarily pinged them. So we are just waiting for Coco. So we have seen Yuki and Fish in the first match, in the first set of matches. But we haven't seen Goody Goat and Coconut. Alright. So Coconut is a strong player, and Goody Goat also builds these weird off-meta ships, like remakes of classic ships. They have a really strange choice of what to build. Like, it kind of feels like they try to build meta archetypes in a way that makes them super off meta. I don't know. Alright, but Goody Goat going for just a regular missile orbiter, it seems. And Coco using a TB rail. Definitely one of the ships they've played before. And it seems to be unshielded, which is always fun to see. And Yuki and Fish, of course, going with the double chain gun rammers again. Okay, and the players are engaging. It's gonna be Coco seems to be out of position, not targeting the TB at the right things, and kind of missing the opportunity of shaking Yuki off. But maybe this spin can still get rid of Yuki. But it seems that the ram lock is pretty solid right now. So I don't know if that's gonna be possible. The Morbid are also in a bit of a bad position right there. Yeah. Oh, and the supply lines to all of the missiles get cut. Yeah. Those missiles are gonna run out after a few more volleys. Coconut's ship gets completely split in half. And I think all of the control rooms are dead. Yeah, I think they were located in the center. Yeah. And the second team forfeits. There really wasn't a lot they could have done anymore. Let's see if Team 2 tries to switch it up, tries to go with a different strategy. For Team 1, I know that they are just going to use the chain gun rammers again. That really seems to be their go-to strategy there. Okay, we have goody goats. That's what I meant with what I said before. That's I feel like that's a remake of who was it? Der Kommandantschip, like the Phantomkreuzer. Not entirely sure about that, but this very much is a off-meta ship, but it is fun to see. It behaves similarly to a missile orbiter. It's just that the thrust is different. Like the ship has a lot less thrust, but in exchange for that, it has thrust in all four directions. Okay, and Coconut. Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen this ship before. A shielded MRT missile orbiter. That's a unique design. I haven't seen something like this before. The large reactor might be a bit inefficient. I'm not sure how much crew exactly is required. But honestly, this should be really fast, right? It's turning right now, so you can't really see its speed. But I would assume it goes like 130 maybe. I'm not. No, probably slower. But I don't know if these chain gun rammers with this much side armor are able to ram it. But Coco getting into a bad position and they tag team Coco and ram him. That's that's definitely not an arrangement you wanna be in as Coco. Yeah, they completely annihilate that ship. But the ship is built tough, it has a lot of armor, and all of the launchers in the back could theoretically still fire, but it seems like Coco has stopped their fire manually. So those disconnected parts are not going to be able to shoot anymore. Only like this small piece if Coco manages to reman the control room. And now the chain gun rammers are going for the second missile ship. And Fish has a very strong position coming in from the back. And yeah, some missiles hit in the back. That's painful, losing one of the MRT right there. But after this missile volley, there really isn't any more that Goody Goat is going to be able to do. Yeah, it's basically just cleanup at this point. Like, this ship is practically dead and this ship is in pieces. And it's gone. Yeah, that's it. Well played. Alright, and with this 2-0, Yuki and Fish are moving on. Alright, now we have too much Aaron and Rift versus Antithesis and Slowking. Okay, Rift and Aaron already joined. Nice. We also haven't seen those two players in this tournament so far, but they are very well-known players. They have been playing for probably over a year now, both of them. So I'm not entirely sure what they are going to bring. Aaron really likes to play ion rammers and walls, but I'm not sure if they're really comfortable with anything else. I think they have been playing a bit of TB Rail actually, so yeah, they might just go with a railgun ship, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just bring a wall or an ion rammer. And Rift does play a large variety of ships, so I think it's likely that they'll just bring some kind of railgun ship, as they they are leaning more towards those meta archetypes, so it might just be a railgun orbiter, but that's just speculation, of course. Uh, Slow King being slow again. Okay, there they are, good. Antithesis and Slowking strategy definitely was something similar to what we saw before. Like we saw the um, spinner and rail orbiter combo a bit when we did team tournaments in the past. So yeah, the ultralight nuke didn't exist back then when we did the team tournaments, so it's an interesting new consideration. Okay, and we do see Slowking bringing the ultralight nuke orbiter again. I didn't even notice that in our match. Their setup is really strange. Like you only need one medium reactor to power two engine rooms normally. But I guess the medium reactors are for the side shields and for the front shields, like the extra medium reactors. And yeah, and we also see something Slowking is very well known for, like the full crew detach. They are also planning on detaching all of the supplying crew, but yeah, Rift getting a shot off but misses it, like shooting in the front instead. That was a really good opportunity. Maybe they can get some more damage done. Yeah. Did they actually get the MRT thruster before? I'm not sure. But yeah. Oh yeah. And that's it. Slowking's setup just seems to take too long. Um, like both of the ships reached him before he was able to get all of the crew transferred. And that obviously is a huge issue because the ship is just defenseless in that initial setup time. And Rift and Aaron are gonna have a really strong advantage right now as we are in a 2 versus 1 situation. If they really try and focus one of the points on the spinner, they can get a lot of damage done. I haven't even talked about both of the ships, but Aaron did indeed bring a TB rail. And Rift brought actually a ship I've never seen them use before. It's... Ooh, that was a close one. It's a rail fan with a lot of additional side and back armor. And some side nukes. Rift really has to be more careful than that. They really over-rotated there a lot. They pay for it now, losing a rail. They have to stop the thrust. They might lose a reactor here. Oh, but the railguns didn't shoot. Yeah, losing a lot of thrust. Oh, and Rift losing a reactor now. Yeah, so Rift pretty much is out of the fight. The control room is unmanned. Maybe they can solve that somehow by moving some of those assignments. Oh, but it is on fire. So I'm not sure about if that's gonna be possible. And the spinner already removed a lot of the front armor of Aaron. And they really are not doing a good job of focusing fire on that spinner. Like you can see The spinner was dealt damage all around, but they weren't able to focus any point. And Aaron already losing a railgun. Not a good position. Aaron really has to try and focus some of those weak points on Antithesis spinner. Like targets the gap here, right here. I think that's what they're doing, but they were a bit late. Again, just flying into the thick armor right there, not managing to get a shot into the gap. Oh yeah, and that's a strong shot by Antithesis. All of the rails are gone, now the reactor. There's only the small control room left right there. Yeah, and I guess that's it. Rift's control room also burns down, so that ship is dead, and this ship also basically is dead. Antithesis is now able to do anything. Seems like they are moving the spinner very slowly to get the reactor from the side. Yep. And with that, Antithesis and Slowking win their first match. The spinner being able to 1 versus 2 there is pretty impressive. I would have not expected that. But I guess Rift and Aaron don't really have practice against spinners because it's a matchup you get approximately 0% of the time in the regular meta. What the fuck is this? It seems like Antithesis and Slowking are both going with an ultralight ion orbiter. And it's probably really fast. Like this thing, I think this thing might be able to go 200. I think that's feasible. It has no supplier crew detach, but it should still be able to do so. So the plan with this ship is you are just going to ram a ship from the side or from behind. They are not going to be able to do anything about it because you go at 200 meters per second. Yeah, 199, 200, there it was. And you will just slowly kill them with this small little laser pointer. Okay. Antithesis moving out, going for something right there, and managing to ram Rift. yeah, it's... I don't know if Rift can get out of that position. Rift might be able to destroy the hook right there with some nukes. And right there, also Slowking managed to ram Aaron from the side. That's a really bad position for both of the players. And yeah, Rift did what I said before, but it's not enough. The structure of the two ships backed into each other, so Antithesis is going to have a really strong grip right now, even though one of the hooks got blown away. And on the other side, yeah, one of the reactors already gone, and that's it. Okay. So Antithesis and Slowking are moving on to the semifinals. Okay, next up we have Rift and Aaron again. And we have Sorail and Sai. Whoops, typed in team chat. What? No, I didn't mess up cost. It's just that too many players are there. Alright, I'll kick Slowking. Oh, they already got. Yeah, those laser pointer ships we saw in the previous match, definitely not something you would see in a regular 1 versus 1 match. Because the issue is that it's just bad against so many other ships that can deal enough damage consistently to fast ships. But in this tournament, you can really expect a lot of opponents to just blindly pick rail orbiters, and those laser pointer ships tend to be really good against railgun orbiters, or even against TB rail, as we saw in the previous match. Alright, and now we have something that was expected to happen for this tournament. We have all 4 players bringing a railgun ship. So Galbatorix and Zorailtro going for the more traditional railgun orbiter, and Too Much Aaron going with a fast TB rail. Like it just has a lot more thrust than a regular TB rail in exchange for less firepower. And Rift's going with a very standard TB rail. Rift getting a bit stuck on the rock right there. Use the tractor beams to push it away. Yeah, nice. Alright. So both of the teams still getting into position, not engaging right away. So in this dynamic, with Aaron having the faster ship, it's definitely. I think Rift will have to take the lead, and because Aaron will always have to wait up for the ship. Or I mean, yeah, what I mean to say is that Aaron has to pay attention to where Rift is, not just charge ahead, because you don't want to get into a 2 versus 1 situation. That's also what we're seeing right now. Aaron slowly circling around Rift. Oh, and we see a big lag spike from Aaron. Something they are definitely known for. But it doesn't seem to be too bad. Like, it's not immortal levels bad, as we have seen in a previous team tournament, which is why we had ping requirements for just one tournament. Like, you couldn't have higher than a certain ping. So Railcrew and Galbatorix really are not keen at engaging at all. Kind of stalling right there. But we see the first engagement, and Railcrew was getting a decent volley off, just chipping away at that center armor. And yeah, Aaron manages to flip. The ship doesn't have any thrust, and Rift should be able to take the ship out right there and now. But Rift targets the wrong spot and doesn't take the ship out. Now Aaron flips the ship, gets one of the control rooms. The ship will be out of control, and the Railcrew is gonna have to turn some stuff off. Rift getting shot at from the side. Aaron manages to take out the second control room, so this ship is now completely dead. So it's a 2 versus 1 situation right now. Theoretically, those rails could still be targeted on something, not on Aaron's ship, because it had already rotated that way. Doesn't seem to be targeted. So it's basically just one ship versus 2 TB rails. Definitely not the position you want to be in as Galbatorix. Yeah, Rift chipping away at the side. But now their rails are not able to punish while Galbatorix shows their back. But they recharge in time, and Rift takes out Galbatorix. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not even sure who is favored in that matchup. I guess the positioning for the rail orbiters was really bad because they went in between asteroids, so they didn't have a lot of space to maneuver. And in close quarters combat, those TB really get to shine, really get to flip some ships and do some funny stuff. So you probably want to stay at a higher range and try to get something like that. But it's really not that easy to stay at a high range when turning sideways can always just kill you because you don't really have a lot of armor right there. Like this amount of armor is already close against the two railguns from the fast TB rail. Like even the fast TB rail might be able to penetrate through that, but the slow TB rail is just gonna go through that armor like it's not even there. So yeah, it might have been a good choice to get just a bit more side armor. Yeah, but I'm honestly just guessing there. Oh, now we have Sureltro, also known for being a very laggy player. It's honestly a miracle that those games have been going so smooth so far, because we have two of the laggiest players in the PvP community in the same lobby. Right? Had a lot of lag, but it seems to be fine now. I don't know what those two are even doing right there. Like they've also been doing the same last match where they are just running away and not doing anything. It might be the case that they think they have an advantage if the rod is closer. I'm I'm really not sure that that's actually the case. And there seem to be some sustain issues on those thrusters. Rift and Aaron not even trying to chase them anymore. They do have the faster ships, faster than Rift at least. So chasing them is kind of pointless. It seems I think Rift might be able to cut them off right there. Not too sure. Aaron might have been able to, but rotates the wrong direction now. Yeah, Rift actually gets a volley off. Okay, but that's a bad position for Rift. Like Galbatorix is gonna be able to turn now, but he's gonna have to be careful because of Aaron. Yeah, not risking anything, just turning away for now. Sureltro, okay, seems to have some issues with the thrust. Ooh, overturning. Rift might be able to get the reactor right now, but miss targets again, like in the last match. Unfortunate. And get Soreltro, if they continue the spin, yeah, they might just be able to get Rift, but they fire at Aaron instead. But Skelbetorix already got a good volley off at Rift. Most of their thrust on one side is gone. Aaron tries to spin, will probably get a good shot, destroys the reactor, and one of the rail orbiters is down. Rift's desperately trying to rotate. Maybe they can still get it. Oh no, not properly focusing the railguns, but Aaron manages to get the job done. So Aaron and Rift move on. Alright. Next up we have Coconut Trebuchet and Goody Goat and me and Terra again. Let's see if they join. Oh no, I pinged the wrong player. Alright. Accidentally pinged the wrong person, but it's fine now. So, what will I be bringing? I think I'm gonna use the ship. Okay, Coconut and Goody Goat are ready. Originally, I thought it would be funny if my teammate was also co-casting with me, but I guess Terra didn't want to or isn't able to. I don't know. Okay, so we are Terra using the TB rail again, and Coco using an ultralight nuke orbiter. Definitely something they do use often. And I have to try to not fly into the asteroid. And I should also replace those launchers. And Goody Goat using a railfan with large shields. So yeah. It's probably gonna be my job to take this out quickly. And yeah. Oh no, I got one of the crew quarters stuck. I guess yeah, whatever. I'll just send it. Let's go. So I'm going to just use Terra as a meat shield, and yeah, Terra is not applying any thrust. Goat is in range. Is in range very soon, so yeah. Okay, Coco trying to defend Goat right there. Okay, and I tanked. Oh no! Terra actually died. How did that happen? Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to fight a 2 versus 1 now. That is unfortunate for me. The lag is also really bad. Um, it's good that there isn't much input delay, it seems. That is a really good thing for me, because input delay would... Oh no, Coco trying to shove the ship, but in doing so brings Goody Goat into a really bad position. And yeah. Alright, but all of my nukes need to recharge right now, so I am vulnerable against Coco's attacks now. Oh no. And Coco, very good, got got one of my MRT, but I got both of Coco's MRT. That's interesting. Is my ship going to burn down? I don't think so. So honestly, I should have the advantage right now, because... Oh no, but my factory chained. Oh, and that's... That's it for my ship. Yeah. Now it turned into a spinner. Is there any way I can still win this? I don't think so. Alright. I guess I just forfeit. Because the railfan is still able to freely move, has 2 railguns, and I'm not able to move, like... Even if Goody does nothing and just moves to the center, I will die to the rod. So there really is no point in dragging this out. Honestly, I think the fast ultralight nuke orbiter I've been using in the previous match could do better against those 2 players specifically. Because I don't have to face an annoying spinner. I don't know. Alright. It is unfortunate that we have such bad communication, but yeah. All right. So our game plan right there should definitely be that Terra ram locks the Railfan in a position such that it can't hurt me anymore. I can defend Terra in the meanwhile against Coco from doing anything against them. And yeah, and that should be a pretty straightforward matchup if we can manage to do that. All right. Okay. Terra is going in for the ram. That's ah. But I did a really bad job defending Terra, sadly. I'm just going to blame the lag there, but it doesn't matter too much because Coco missed their nuke volley. Ah, oh no, I almost got the MRT thrust of Coco there. Ah, yeah, and that's it. Well played. Or I guess they won't kill me. That's a bit awkward. I guess Terra is still in the game. Alright, and with that, Coco and Goody Goats win the match. And I will ping the next players. It seems like the wrong players have joined. I'll just ping. All right. Yeah, that last matchup, um, that def- I'm pretty sure it was my fault that we lost that one. I definitely had the job of defending Terra there from Coco, but I just wasn't able to do it. I'll be right back, actually. But that we lost just goes to show how important good teamwork and preparation is, because we had basically no preparation, and we just went in blind. We had no strategy, and we didn't communicate with each other. So it's really no surprise that we lost both of our matches. Okay, we have Aaron and Drift again going with the double TB rail. And we have Coco using their missile orbiter again. It actually doesn't go 130, it goes like 117. They messaged me before. And Goody Goat going with a chain gun rammer. Actually seems like a pretty standard chain gun rammer, except for the medium reactors on the sides. That's a bit outdated. You don't you don't need those. You can totally sustain 5 engine rooms, even 6 engine rooms if you really want to, with just those 2 large reactors. So you could use those credits somewhere else. But other than that, it seems to be a solid choice. Also, the hooks. I think the hooks are pretty good for fighting TB rail. Those spikes right there are suboptimal when fighting TB rail because they give them more leverage. But I think the hooks are pretty well designed. The issue is that um, yeah, when they ram one, the other person can just shoot from the side, and yeah, Now they already lost the MRT. The chain gun ship right there is basically dead. And now the two TB rail just have to fight the missile orbiter, which should be a pretty easy matchup for them. But Coco really doing well in avoiding those bad angles and doing a good job avoiding the worst so far. Oh, yeah, but now they lost half of their missiles. Not any thrust yet, though. Hmm. Oh, that's gonna be a bad volley. Yeah, losing all of the thrust on one side, and now it's basically over. Both of those ships are pretty much dead. Alright, Coco's ship is dead, and Goody Goat's ship will die right now. That's the control room gone. So we will go into the second match. Yeah, we also see a pattern for Rift and Aaron now. They also seem to be just using a pair of TB rails. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it's clear what Rift and Aaron are going to bring. So, yeah. Coco and Goat could bring a variety of different ships. Goat being unsure what to bring. Okay, but we are ready now. Oh, and Coco going for the deck cannon spinner. And goes with the free reactor 8 TB rail. And a lot of extra thrust, but only 3 pretty short railguns. I don't know, it seems like the TB rail are just gonna be able to kind of avoid the deck cannon rammer for the most parts and focus the other TB rail. Oh, and Coco just sends in the squib to die, but only... Oh, yeah, it's dead. Yeah, so they might just be able to focus Goat at the beginning there, and Coco won't really be able to do a lot about it. But Aaron and Rift getting stuck on each other, not the best position. Oh, but Rift will be able to get a nice volley. Ah, but Goat rotated just in time. Nice shot by Goat, getting some of those side nukes. Oh yeah, that's a devastating shot by Aaron, and Rift will immediately follow this up with another devastating volley, destroying the other reactor. Now only the center reactor is left. Are there any control rooms left on the ship? I don't think so, actually. I think that's just a dead ship, but the rails could very well still be targeted. But it seems like they are on hold fire. So now it's just 2 TB rail against this deck cannon spinner. With good piloting, a TB rail wins that even in just a 1v1. So 2v1 really shouldn't be an issue, as long as they do properly focus their railgun shots. Oh yeah, they can really aim for the gap and... no, but didn't get into position in time. The tractor being right there is still being a bit annoying. Oh, Aaron getting a nice volley at the back. Going for the gap again? Yeah, nice. They should really try to space themselves out more. Like they basically are at the same position, but they optimally they would be one on one side and the other TB rail on the other side. That way they can shoot the gap and the core can't face both TB rail at the same time. Because as you can see, the core armor right there, it already tanked one shot, so it really is relevant now when there already are 2 big gaps right there. Alright, one side of the spinner is open, so if they do manage to shoot a few more rails in there, it could destroy the structure and disconnect the entire spinner. That's definitely also an option right now. Yeah, they in their current positions, the TB rails are really just blocking each other. Oh, Rift getting one of the thrusters. Already the outer ring only has half of the thrust left. Oh, Coco can't spin anymore, and Rift might get a nice volley right there. Huh? No. Uh, Getting even more thrust. But they are starting to run into ammo issues, actually. Because they have been kind of inefficient with their rounds. But yeah, Aaron finally gets the shot from behind, and now they've won. But it was kind of close with the ammo, actually. But even if, even in the case that both of them lost all of their ammo, they still probably would have won because the TB can push the deck cannon spinner out into the rod. Yeah, I guess my microphone is picking up the bug sounds from the background. But it's way too hot in my room, so I can't really close the window. So I'm not sure I can do anything about that. I'm sorry. Definitely gonna be interesting to see if either team adapts to what they have seen from the other team. If Yuki and Fish really do bring their chain gun rammers again, Slowking would be free to use the ultralight nuke orbiter because the chain gun, I don't think the chain guns can put enough early pressure to prevent the setup time. Okay. Slowking going with an ultralight missile orbiter, and Antithesis going with their MR avoider. And those two ships both are excellent choices against those lower chain gun rammers. I guess the avoider is really risky against the chain gun rammers. They can, but in theory it should win, especially with all of those mines. Oh no, but Slowking's setup time again puts him into danger, and yeah, he's just getting killed. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with those setups. Maybe something didn't go according to plan. And in this scenario, those charges on the side could definitely come in handy because you really don't need that much side armor against an avoider. It's not gonna be able to really damage you from the side. And you do want the extra speed. So Antithesis could absolutely still win this. But it's a really hard matchup. Yeah, that's definitely the right choice right there. Removing the charges to gain more speed. The only concern is that Anti might be able to arc the laser shots to get to the MRT, but the speed is should definitely be worth it. Okay, Anti activates the boost, tries to avoid both of the rammers, does an excellent job doing so, and the insta-mine completely destroys Yuki's ship. Or I guess almost completely. No, the thrust is still firing, but no, the ship spins out and Antithesis will be able to avoid the ship now. Also putting Yuki between them and Fish to block the rounds, and another volley of insta-mines ultimately manages to destroy Yuki's ship. So now it's just a 1v1 of Antithesis versus Fish, and Antithesis only has one volley of mines left. But if that one volley really hits, as we saw in the fights we just had, it can absolutely take out an entire ship by its own. And even so, Anti still has the plan of just going through the front and not even bothering with the mine thing. Alright, using the boost really effectively there. And oh, but placing the mines right now? Interesting choice. Not going for the insta mines, and Antithesis shields are going down, but the chain guns have run out of ramp up. They cannot fire anymore. So Antithesis shields are going to be able to ramp back up, and that side is extremely vulnerable now. Only 2 shields defending that one reactor. I'm not sure if Fish can even engage Anti head on anymore because of how vulnerable that one side is. Yeah, and Antithesis targeting it and the reactor is gone. So Antithesis is just gonna have to somehow avoid the last burst of this chain gun fire right now. And if Antithesis manages to do that, then it will be a win. Yeah, and that's it. Fish forfeits, and Antithesis managed to clutch the 1 versus 2. Yeah, definitely amazing piloting from Antithesis right there. Because even just fighting one chain gun rammer with an avoider is something that's pretty scary to do, but 2 in a row, or even against 2 at the same time. Okay. Alright, so Yuki now using Slowking's ship against them. I guess they were expecting to fight me because the ship is named Anti-Plows Weapon. But I guess I miserably failed in getting to fight them in the finals. Yeah, Slowking using an complete alpha railfan. That might just be able to penetrate the spinner. No, but the shots are way too spread out. And I feel like Slowking is already dead now. Yeah, all of the thrusters are out of energy, so... Yeah, and Fish gives the ship the rest. Okay, now it's the spinner and the ultralight nuke orbiter against the avoider, and I mean, Antithesis really is an absolutely amazing pilot, but even that looks like it's gonna be a really rough matchup. A nuke orbiter alone should normally kill this small shield avoider, and the railgun spinner also should be able to counter it. The avoider might get a ram where they are able to get away. But I'm not too sure about that, honestly. It's interesting to see spinners because those standalone spinners without squibs, they haven't been part of the meta for a really, really long time. Yeah. The rail spinner only has 2 full range rails and a lot of smaller ones. So that's why Slowking is only able to fire 2 rails at the moment, because because Antithesis is out of range of the other rails. Yeah, we see both teams playing very cautiously right now. Antithesis doesn't want to engage because fighting this 2v1 in a bad position is just going to get them killed. But Fish also doesn't want to engage alone, because that obviously puts them at a disadvantage they don't want to take. Yeah. So, and yeah, I guess Yuki is an extremely slow ship that can't really catch up. Oh, but those nukes aren't going to hit. Fish really having some fire issues. I guess I don't think they have any fire extinguishers on the ship. I guess you can cross that one off the bingo board. The operator crew left one of the thrusters, and yeah, the fire also killed the operator on the other MRT, so Fish's ship is actually just dead right now. Oh, but gets a really good volley with those nukes. Antithesis being a little too greedy, charging into all of those nukes, and takes a bunch of damage. They managed to spin out, so they didn't instantly get killed from that, but it still was pretty bad. Yeah, now fish lost all of those MRT. Just being able to spin in place now. So yeah, I actually can remember the moment where Fish asked in classroom for advice on the Excelsior Discord server, and um, he actually decided to remove the fire extinguishers from the ship because apparently they are never relevant anyways. But they were very, very relevant in this match right now. Otherwise, the thrust would have never burned that way. Okay, and Antithesis is indeed going for the ram right now, but it doesn't seem like Antithesis can get the proper grip, and with the boost running out, it's gonna be even harder. Yeah, the ship gets split in half, and now there's no chance to get a proper grip on the spinner. It's just hopeless now. Yep, and that's it. Okay, so we have the final game, the final game of the semifinals, I guess. Semifinals of the winners bracket. I don't know what the proper terminology is when considering that we are doing a double elimination bracket. All right. Do we have everyone in? Oh yeah, we have a lot of chat messages. Okay. I'm sorry to the chatters. I don't really have time to respond because there is so much action in these matches, which is nice. We haven't seen any rod stalling or something like that. Only I guess the Galvatorix team stalling with those rail orbiters for a bit. Interesting. So Slowking and Antithesis are bringing those those fast ultralight ion ships again. I feel like they are going to have a really hard time against the ultralight nuke orbiter. And as long as it's the nuke orbiter is never going to get rammed. Like those ships, I'm pretty sure they are slightly faster than the ultralight nuke orbiter. Like they probably go a bit over 200, 205 maybe even 210 because MRT is broken. But Fish's ship also goes almost 200, so he's definitely going to be able to avoid the ram. And as long as Fish doesn't get rammed, Yuki will just be able to punish anyone trying to get to Fish, and Fish is gonna be able to punish anyone that is ramming Yuki. So it is a rough position for Antithesis and Slowking to be in. Yeah, as the spinner slowly moves into the center, um, Yuki and Fish are just going to sit there, and Antithesis and Slowking can stay out of range indefinitely, but oh yeah, oh, Slowking makes a move, and Fish fires the nukes in response, gets some friendly fire on their own ship, but it wasn't that much. But Slowking's ship, the weapon is destroyed, but it's still going. And Antithesis, in the meantime, managed to ram Yuki's ship. Okay, so Fish is going for Antithesis right now, trying to save that railgun ship. Oh, and Yuki destroys Slowking's ship. Why is the ion beam not firing? I don't know. Yeah, and if once Fish gets into the right position, he'll just be able to take out Antithesis. The nukes have reloaded, and yeah, that's a nice volley, taking out all of the thrust on one side, and now Antithesis isn't even able to sustain the ram on the spinner. I guess it still is able to. That's funny. Alright, but the second volley. Oh, a bit of a misfire, I think. Yeah. Oh no, but Antithesis loses grip and is now is now spinning wildly. Okay. And now the ship is dead. Where is another control room? Slowking still has a control room on this completely dead ship. Yep, that's GG. That means that Fish and Yuki are moving on to the finals. All right, and now we have um, we have the losers bracket. So Slowking and Antithesis got moved to the top of the losers bracket, and they will compete with Rift and Aaron to get into the finals. Oh, Aaron might be having some connection issues. Hmm. Oh yes, Aaron joined again. Nice. Yeah. So at this point, It is pretty likely that Rift and Aaron will just go with the double TB rail again. And yeah, Slowking and Antithesis, we have seen a bunch of variety from them so far, so it really could be anything. Honestly, the double laser pointer might work against TB rail. Like, those ships can absolutely just ram TB rail. You just gotta be careful because of side nukes and stuff. Um, but other than that, if both of the ships get to ram and can ram in a way that the teammate can't get hurt, might be risky because the opponents might be running horns, which would hurt that. Yeah, we see Aaron's TB rail has a horn, so that would make it really hard to ram. Okay. Antithesis and Slowking going with the spinner TB rail combo we have already seen before. It's interesting. I don't even know who is favored in that matchup. Normally, a TB rail is going to beat a railgun spinner with proper piloting. You need pretty decent targeting to be able to do that. But if you have the right targeting, you will beat a spinner. But with this extra variable of this additional ship, yeah, it's hard to just stay in at a certain range and just shoot at the spinner, because if you stay immobile for too long, this fast TB rail will just catch you from a flank. So that's probably why we see Aaron and Rift playing really cautiously right now. Not engaging yet. Okay. They drifted a bit far apart because Aaron was trying to get a shot off on Slowking's ship. But they are getting close again. It seems like I think Aaron is being a bit indecisive there, not sure. It seems like they wanted to go that way for a moment, like on top of the asteroid. So the spinner already got a shot off, and Rift isn't really responding. They just get shot from the side, and the asteroid right there is really bad because it's gonna stop them from rotating. But the rails weren't ready to fire yet. And now Rift is in a really bad position. Slowking coming from behind, the spinner still being right there. Yeah, not really a position you want to be in. And the spinner is defended from all sides, and Slowking is in a strong position. But Rift manages to spin again and avoids being shot for now, but now is destroyed. Yeah. In these mirror matches, the spinner has this extremely strong advantage of being well defended from all sides. that's just making a big impact right now. Yeah. Oh, the rails from Rift were still targeted, taking out a bit of Slowking's ship. But Aaron only has half of the ship left, and yeah. Even if they were just fighting the spinner, that wouldn't be winnable probably. Well played. We are waiting on Slowking. And all of the players chose their ships. Oh, Black Spike? It's fine. Alright. Oh, we have Rift and Aaron using the dual chain gun rammers. But they do not have the side armor required to avoid many of those railgun shots. Like, if a railgun shot hits that launcher right there, it will just pass straight through. If at the right angle, it could even take out a reactor. So yeah, it's gonna be hard for Aaron and Rift to get much done in this matchup. If they just get hit once at a bad angle, one of the ships could be taken out of the fight. Okay, and it seems like Rift is going for the ram, but Aaron is out of position and not able to help Rift right now. And we get a shot by Slowking. Oh, barely doesn't get to the MRT. But Aaron is now in a very good position to ram Slowking from behind. I don't think Slowking will stay in that ram lock. Oh, actually he will. Yeah, I think he had a chance to spin out there, maybe. But no, the spinner is just destroying Slowking's ship, and Rift splits the spinner apart. Yeah, Slowking's ship is dead, and the spinner is gonna be taken out once all of those chain guns recharge. I really didn't expect this. And Aaron being, in my words, out of position actually ended up in their favor, because Aaron was able to perfectly intercept Slowking's orbiting angle. Yep, that's the spinner gone. All of the rails are destroyed. That's it. We are moving to the third match. We have had a lot of third matches this time around, which is always exciting to see. What is kind of unfortunate is that we didn't see any combiner ships, but I guess they are kind of overshadowed by all of the other ships in the meta. Alright. Now we have Rift using a TB rail and only Aaron doing the CG rammer. Maybe their thought process was that Aaron will ram the spinner, and Rift is going to defend them while they do so. Okay, but the other players did not bring the spinner. Antithesis brought the avoider again, and Slowking did bring a missile barge. This barge will definitely be able to deal with the TB rail decently well. So the barge does well against the TB rail, and the avoider does well against the chain gun rammer. So we have this interesting dynamic right now where the players want to get into the right position so that the ships properly counter each other. But the front armor is a lot thinner than on usual missile barges on these. I mean, they aren't really meta, so I can't really say usual, but I'm thinking of the older missile barge by Quiximo. It had a lot more front armor. And Drift got way too close for Slowking's comfort, but targets the wrong spot and just damages the armor a bit. Yeah, and in the meantime, while Antithesis is fighting the chain gun rammer, and Aaron did take a lot of those mine volleys now. Alright, Rift lost 2 railguns, but Slowking dropped all of the front armor, so he's gonna be extremely vulnerable right now. And Antithesis got heavily damaged by all of those chain guns, but now the chain gun can't fire anymore, and all of those shields are really low, and Antithesis might get through any moment and destroy that reactor. And that's it, the reactor is down. So Antithesis basically won that match. And right here it's also not looking that well for the missile barge. Rift is already penetrating pretty deep into the ship, and yeah, but Rift's ship really also isn't looking all that well. Antithesis boosting, trying to quickly rescue Slowking, and yeah, gets a very good angle on the TB rail. Rift lost complete control over the ship because the crew left the command room, and that's it. Yeah, some really close and exciting matches. People were really concerned that the opponents are just gonna, all of the participants are just gonna bring um, like organizers were concerned that people are just gonna bring only railgun orbiters and that all we aren't gonna see any variety or anything like that. But in this tournament so far, we've seen a lot of different ships. We've um, we have seen a bunch of railgun ships, but we've also seen ultralight nukes orbiters, which did pretty well. Um, Fish and Yuki's chain gun rammers, they also did pretty decently. I mean, they did get them into the semifinals, I think. And we also saw some other ships. Okay, so we are in the finals right now. It is just a best of 3, and oh, okay. We have the standoff. We have a railgun spinner on each side of the battlefield. Both of them, they are the same railgun spinner made by Slowking, and none of the two players playing them are actually Slowking, even though Slowking is in the game. Okay, Fish is quickly pushing their teammate into the center. So yeah, we are probably going to see some spinner on spinner action this matchup, which is kind of exciting. It's also hard to say which support chip is better in this situation, the ultralight nuker or the TB rail. It's probably the ultralight nuker because the TB rail can't really deal damage to the spinner. But the ultralight nuke can absolutely deal devastating damage to the spinner and would also probably win in a one-on-one against the TB rail. But one mistake by Fish and the ultralight nuke is just dead, so this matchup, this match can absolutely go either way. Oh, Fish getting missing their volley, and oh, Slowking also it seems like they couldn't get rail shots off. Fish didn't detach their crew. They still have the operator bunks and the stuff on the ship. It shouldn't be a huge deal. Actually, it could be pretty bad if they try to fling those nukes and they are just gonna catch on the sides. But Fish got a really nice volley on the TB rail, and yeah, it's pretty much dead now. Okay, Fish finally notices, explodes those charges. In the meantime, those railgun spinners are firing at each other. Oh, Antithesis already manages to snipe a rail. I guess that was a barrel snipe. None of the armor around is damaged. Oh, Fish in a dangerous position, but spins exactly the way they have to, and avoids multiple volleys of railguns. Oh, but didn't avoid that volley. Ooh, and that's Fish's ship basically out. But Fish did manage to take Slowking's ship out basically. The spinner is just gonna destroy the reactor and the ship is gonna be dead. So it really is just a fight between those spinners. So this will definitely be a longer match. I don't know what Slowking can realistically accomplish there. I guess Slowking can still try to survive as long as possible, being as annoying as possible, and they could waste some of the shots from Yuki. Ooh. Slowking powered some of the railguns off, I guess in anticipation for one of their control rooms to get destroyed. Oh, one of Fisher's loose pieces still had weapons, and it killed Slowking's control room and railguns. Slowking can still be a bit annoying though, like shove the spinner around maybe, preventing them from spinning as fast. Maybe even blocking a few shots. I guess right now Slowking is trying to push the spinner away from the center. Yeah. Funny how the spinner got moved so far away from the center. And now it's just a mirror matchup of two railgun spinners fighting against each other. We see Antithesis going for the center, Yuki doing the same. Because they do not want to be left in the rod, but slowing down the spin is always risky because it's easier for the opponent to focus their shots. I guess ammo could be a concern right now. Like both sides do have some weak spots. Actually, Antithesis' spinner does have very few weak spots. Oh, got another railgun? Yeah. Like Yuki's spinner like, where was it? Right here. Um, also right there. There definitely are a few spots that are kind of weak. So they are probably disadvantaged right now. And with all of those railguns getting destroyed even more so. The reactor has already taken a lot of damage. Uh, oh my god. It seems like, yeah, it seems like Antithesis actually ran out of ammo. And Yuki also getting extremely low on ammo. Yeah, and now we see neither player firing their railguns. Because I guess both of them are aware that the optimal strategy now is to wait for the Ring of Death and ooh, Antithesis wanted to get a sneaky shot in right there at the reactor, but didn't quite land it. Like let the rod take out the ship and then use the last remaining ammo to get through the armor that has been eroded by the rod. Antithesis definitely has yeah, Antithesis has the less damaged chip, but and both of the players have about the same firepower left. But Antithesis won the shoving match, being closer in the center, which means Yuki is already starting to take rod damage, while Antithesis is still sitting in the center, not taking any damage. So this is definitely to Antithesis's advantage now. Yuki should still try to move closer to the center, because being further away into the rod um, also damages you more. Yeah, anti being almost perfectly centered there. So in the rod fight, Antithesis will have an advantage because they are closer to the center. Oh, both players starting to fire their rails again. And Yuki's ship really isn't looking good anymore. Like, one rail volley could take out the entire ship, but Antithesis has to get a good rotation for to hit Yuki to be able to do that. Or maybe Antithesis is really saving up. Oh yeah, like this huge chunk of armor was taken out by just one volley. The rod really did a lot of work already. And the reactor is almost dead. Yuki's ship is starting to disintegrate. And Antithesis' advantage of being closer to the center really pays off now. As Yuki's ship is completely disintegrated. Oh, and they don't let the reactor explode, they just forfeit. How boring. Okay, so the first match goes to Slowking and Antithesis. Let's see if we will get another spinner mirror in the second match. Something I don't think I've ever seen in a tournament before. Probably happened a lot in Classic, where spinners were a lot more used and the meta favored them. But now you only see spinners because of spinner squib, basically. But you only really see them in tournaments. They aren't really played in casual matches, even though they are pretty strong. Okay, Fish and Yuki going for the chain gun rammer duo again. Oh, and Antithesis using a chain gun rammer. Not really something you often see Antithesis playing. Slowking with the I guess EMP barge. It's a mix of EMP and HE missiles. Interesting. I don't know how much those missiles are gonna be able to do when there's such fixed side armor on those CG rammers. But I don't know, honestly. Oh, those are some well-placed mines. Yeah, they deal some good damage to the side there, but Antithesis being in a really bad position. Yeah, they just get rammed there. But Fish getting a bit of punishment from the barge. Antithesis getting a lot of damage from the chain gun rammer right there. And all of the armor on one side is down. So yeah, if Yuki reloads again, it's likely that the shields just aren't gonna be able to be enough. But Fish just straight up rammed the barge. And yeah, now their control room got EMP'd because EMPs hit the exposed backside. But Slowking really doesn't have the firepower to really punish. And at the angle he's flying at, the nukes just aren't able to hit the backside. And getting into a better position with this ship with so little torque and speed, it's a tough ask. Okay, and the two ships are going at it again, and yeah, Antithesis's armor just doesn't hold up. And those shields, they might as well not be there against the chain guns. So it really is going to be a 2 versus 1 if Slowking doesn't manage to quickly kill Fish. And that really doesn't seem to be the case. Like, the ship wasn't built to quickly kill opponents. It barely has any firepower with those few HE missiles. And yeah, the EMPs, if they get a nice angle like that, can take out the control room. But Slowking just can't really get to Fish, even if he loses control. There's not really a way to punish that. And now with Yuki arriving, it's gonna be really rough for Slowking to ward off both chain gun rammers at the same time. Yeah, Yuki gets off the side ram and that's gonna be it. Alright. So we do have a one-on-one, a 1-2-1, I guess. So we have a third match in the finals. This last match is going to decide the tournament. So for the final match, we have Yuki and Fish bringing the chain gun rammers, and Slowking bringing the Alpha railgun ship again. It's definitely a funny ship choice. I don't think it's I don't think it's really a good choice, but it's certainly a ship. Can the medium reactor power all of those? It's 24. A medium reactor should be able to supply 21. So it's this might look like a lot, but it's not actually that bad as long as Slowking doesn't use the boost. But we have already seen Antithesis solo both chain gun rammers with just the avoider, so. Oh, yeah, Slowking gets a really nice shot on the corner, avoiding all of the shields and just taking out Fisher's ship. Yeah. Slowking's ship is out of the fight, but the ship already did its job, almost completely taking out one of the chain gun rammers, which is gonna making it a lot easier for Antithesis to win that fight. Yeah, Antithesis is okay. Yeah, Fisher's ship, the thrust on one side is dead. It's just able to spin in place. Um, all of the chain guns are pretty much destroyed. Oh, and the engine rooms lost all of the crew. Yeah. And the crew left the control room for a moment there. Not looking good for that ship. So. Oh, those mines barely don't arm in time. But Antithesis still has 2 mine volleys left. And the front armor already isn't looking all that strong from Yuki. Oh, and showing the backside now. A big mistake from Yuki. But Antithesis barely doesn't get one of the thrusters. And now Antithesis is in a bit of a bad position because the boost ran out, but yeah. Yuki gets stuck on the rock and also got hit by some mines there. And that's it. Antithesis manages to save the match again. So we have our winners of the tournament. It's Slowking and Antithesis. Congratulations. So yeah, I really enjoyed the tournament. It was fun to see a lot of different ships and not only rail orbiters. And yeah, I have already announced the next tournament. It's gonna be also a really fun tournament. We are using big ships for the next tournament. So the limit is 10 million credits. And we are also using the huge ships mod to enable all of those really large ships. And it's gonna be interesting to see what the meta right there is. When you basically have unlimited credits. And I guess I'll see you then in 2 weeks.